What is going on, you average Joes? This is your boy, the Average Joe, here on the Average Joe Show, episode 1, with today's topic. Here's to 30. Now, before we get into the topic, I would love for you guys to follow me on Instagram at TheeAverageJoe with a Y, and for the audio podcast on SoundCloud, The Average Joe Show, and for more content, www.TheeAverageJoe.com. And since you guys are here on YouTube, subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. Joe Steve, my channel, for the updates, latest updates on the show. Now, I always wanted to do an episode on being 30, and I felt like when I turned 30 last year, I'm 31 now, so when I turned 30 last year, I didn't really have a full experience of what being in my 30s was like. It wasn't much of a difference. I noticed that my body was more so like my back, my knees, my thighs, my head, my neck, everything was like, I'm not getting old already. But what I noticed is that you don't have as I don't feel like I don't have as much energy as I had when I was in my 20s. When I was in my 20s, I could stay up to 4 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning with no problem. Had a little more energy. I felt like, yeah, I want to do this, do that, and all this type of stuff. But now that I'm in my 30s, I feel like I'm more like gravity is starting to weigh down on you a little bit more. So I was like, okay, let me go ahead and just chill out, settle down, and just keep my mind focused on what's to come in life. So I felt like in my 20s, it was more so like a trial run. Everything was like a trial run for adulthood. It was letting you know this is what adulthood is like, to be on your own, to make your own decisions. And when you're in your 20s, it's like you try to figure out what it is you want to do out of life. Like, should I go ahead, continue to go to college? Should I get this job? Should I go ahead and move to this state? Should I marry this person, continue to be with this person? It's like, it's a lot of big decisions in your 20s. Like, you have to do a lot of things on your own when you're in your 20s. Like, when you're in your teenage years, it's like you feel like you didn't have too much pressure on you. It's like you just live life. You go to school, go to your little, your after school job and chill with your friends. You just have fun. It's like you have fun, enjoy it and stuff. But in your 20s, it's like life starts to throw at you a lot of the decisions. Like you got to make sure you make better choices, what to do. But the thing is, it's like when you're in your 20s, you don't always make the right decisions because it's like you're experimenting, you're learning, you're figuring life out, figuring what should I do, how should I go about going about it and whatnot. So for me, in my 20s, it was definitely a trial run. And now that in my 30s, I feel like my eyes are more open to just figuring out what it is I really want to do with my life and where I want to be. And a lot of the things that I always wanted when I was, when I said by the time I turned 30, I want to have this and have that. I told myself I wanted to get married. I want to have kids. I want to have the big house. I wanted my career to be, I want to have everything just in order, my finances together. But I have the opposite of all those things. And I told myself, I always felt like I have to have these things by this age. For me, I feel like I put an age on success. I told myself by the time I turn 30, I should already have these things by now. But the fact is, I still don't have a girlfriend, let alone I'm still a virgin. Never been in a relationship that's solid to say, that's my girl and she called me her man. And I don't have my own crib. I still live with my folks. And I still kept the same car that I kept for a couple of years, which gets me from A to B. I'm still at my job, still blessed with that, still thankful, still making enough money to pay my bills and do everything else that I want to do. But the whole point is, it's like before everybody starts saying, don't put yourself down. Don't speak negative on yourself. Don't blah, 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 blah. I understand that. I'm just letting everybody know I'm in the same position that you guys are in. You don't have to have life figured out. You don't have to have all your ducks in a row. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to have failures in life. You're going to reach so high to the top, but you're going to crash so hard. It's possible. Everything is going to happen for a reason. The reason is because God puts us in certain positions in our life for us to learn those things, for us to be in better positions. It's letting us know that everything is not promised to us. It's not promised. You may not get all the things that you always wanted when you were young. You say you wanted to be an astronaut, a police officer, or a president, or a lawyer or doctor, all these things, you may not be, you may not even head in that direction. When you get older, it's like your mind is going to be like, I actually want to do this. I want to do that. You find what makes you happy. The position that God puts you in, you continue to find joy in the things that God wants for you. It's like continue to keep that up. And trust me, you're going to live a life that's fulfilled, a life that's loved, that's beautiful, and keep continuing to push. For me, I was like, what am I going to do? Like, I'm 30 years old. I don't have life figured out. You don't have to have life figured out at all. Trust me. I'm doing this podcast. I did so many takes. I didn't know where I want to go with this. I was scared. I was afraid. I'm like, well, people going to think? They're going to like, he's stumbling. He's not speaking right. He's not giving out good facts. I'm like, you know what? I don't have to have everything all in order. That's the whole point of the Average Joe Show. It's to show you that there are imperfections. There's going to be a lot of stumbling. There's going to be a lot of rumbling. I'm going to stumble over my words. I'm going to give the best advice I could. I'm going to give my opinions on a lot of things. The fact is of the show is to give everybody an introspect in the mind of an average Joe, to let you guys know that we are everyday people. We're not always going to be perfect. And I wanted everybody to see this so they could be comfortable to let you guys know that you may not get that job. You may not get that spouse, that house. You may not get that kids at a certain age. Trust me, it is okay. I'm 31 years old. I don't have none of the things that I wrote down and said that I wanted, but I know that it's coming. I know that God is going to bless me and things are going to be okay. I want you guys to keep your head up, to stay uplifted, and let you guys know that life is good, is blessed. I'm happy. I'm a 31-year-old virgin living in my folks' house, still got my same car, still at the same job that I've been in for years, and I am blessed. I don't have to complain. I don't need to complain about anything because I know God has so much more in store for me. So before anybody comes at me to say, oh, he's a loser, he's crazy, he's this and that, I'm like, your opinions don't matter. It's like the only thing that matters is what God thinks of me. And the world is always going to like look at you like crazy. Like, why you have this? Why you have that? They figure like you have to have all these things. It's okay to be single in your 30s. It's okay to not have kids in your 30s. It's okay to not have your own house in your 30s. Trust me, I'm happy. I'm blessed. I'm thankful, and things couldn't be even better. So it's like, I want to let everybody out there know to just keep yourself well grounded. Keep yourself well grounded in your 30s, because for me, it's like where I'm at now, it's like I'm starting to care less, more and more what people think. And as far as like, clothes, attires and stuff, I don't follow the trends, or I don't try to be all cool by the latest sneakers and clothes and stuff. I'm like, when you're in your 30s, it's like you start to care less. You start to get more comfortable with just wearing a shirt and some jeans and some sneakers. But what we do is in our 30s, we dress fly as I don't know what when we going out to dinners and parties and stuff. But everyday stuff, we just basically wear the comfortable stuff. Like you guys are always going to see me most likely in a black shirt. And I got a new show. I got a sub show from the Average Joe Show coming out with my brother Eternal called Next Up, where we try different food places within the area of the DMV. Can't wait for you guys to try that out. You guys, this is my first episode, so I'm going to stumble. I'm going to go all over the place. It's crazy. That's what the Average Joe Show is about. Let's go ahead and have fun. Let's enjoy ourselves. And I can't wait for you guys to check out more stuff. Just want to let you guys know, don't put an age on success. Continue to stay blessed. I love you guys. I thank you so much for tuning in on this episode. These shows are going to be short. Let's do short shows. Listen, you know what I'm saying? The whole short EP thing is popping right now. Kanye started that, and big blessings up to Kanye. Thank you, sir, for that, because now I can have a short show and get straight to the point. Love you guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to the Average Joe Show. Let's go. Woo!